What's up, everybody? Welcome to the LA Soccer Hub Show. My name is Gio Garcia, and today we have a new segment. We're calling this the LA Football Fans. We will be talking with LAFC fans and LA Galaxy fans. We're just going to be talking soccer in general. Obviously, we know what happened this past weekend. We're going to go deep in depth into that. Get both of these fans' thoughts. So here with us today, representing the LA Galaxy, we got Alex, aka Total Galaxy, on social media. Alex, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Bergio. How are you doing?
Pretty good. And we also got, Garrett representing the Black and Gold, representing LAFC. We are LAFC Live on Twitter. Garrett, how you doing?
Doing pretty well, man, except for, last weekend, but it is what it is. Can't complain about the week, though. It's going all right.
It is what it is, right? I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a happy Mother's Day. I hope you guys, took care of your mothers this past week and enjoyed your time with them. What did you guys end up doing for this past weekend? Obviously, after on Sunday.
Just a chill day, man. Go ahead, Alex. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, well,
go ahead,
I just took my mom out to eat for a little bit, went to the park for a bit just to walk around. So it was nice to just, just have a day to appreciate my mom, because, they do so much for us. So it's just really good to just have a day to, chill and just appreciate what they've done for us.
Garrett, what'd you end up doing?
Cool, man. I ended up got my mom a couple of great gifts. Got her some flowers, the usual stuff, and then bought dinner to celebrate. Just still trying to stay a little safe. So yeah, it was cool, man. Just appreciating her on her day and just chill day overall.
Yeah, shout out to G-Man, he is always on. We got to hook you up with some stuff, G-Man. You're always on and drop in the comments, man. Appreciate the support. So obviously, guys, we're here. So though this is not necessarily a banter show necessarily. That's why I had you guys on, but we're here just to talk, like football and what happened this past weekend. Alex, going into obviously Old Trafford, the LA Derby, whatever you guys want to call it. How did you feel about the LA Galaxy just going into this game?
I would say there was a decent amount of fans that are pretty pessimistic. I would say I was more on the optimistic side, just because I felt that Greg Vanney was gonna go with the usual formation that we saw during the first two matches. The game against Seattle, he switched up the lineups a bit, and that was a little bit strange for me. I didn't really think that was a good idea, and it obviously didn't work. In this game, Greg Vanney started off with his usual lineup and even had some players return, like Adam Saldana was back into the lineup as well. And Derek Williams, who had a big impact on this game, would start this game. And also, too, having Ethan Zubac start instead of coming off the bench was interesting. So I liked that move when I saw the lineups come out.
Garrett, what were your thoughts going into this game on Saturday?
I was pretty optimistic, man. I'm not gonna lie. I thought we were gonna win 4-2. That was without Vela or with Vela, didn't matter. So I was feeling optimistic, but after I saw the way the game was playing and then some questionable subs and the way we're set up, I mean, it started my optimism dwindly went down, and we saw what happened after that.
Yeah, obviously this game's always emotional. This game, I feel like it always leads up to the hype, and this game certainly did, right? So when the game started, I started seeing fans. The only thing that I wish would have happened were 100% capacity. Obviously, we know what's going on with COVID and everything, but I feel like that was the only thing missing, right? So you could have more fans from the other side, because that's what really makes this rivalry. But going into obviously the game, we saw in the first couple of minutes that LAFC had an opportunity. I think Diego Rossi, in the third minute, he had an opportunity and they started strong. What were your thoughts on that first opportunity that LAFC had to score there with Rossi? Garrett?
So for me, I honestly thought once we got that first opportunity, yes, we didn't convert. I was like, all right, let's just keep rocking them, which to be fair, we kind of did throughout the whole game. We had the chances, but we just couldn't convert. And I honestly thought that once, maybe by the 15th minute, we would be up by 1-0 at least, but it wasn't meant to be that day. And if you don't convert, it doesn't matter. And also people posting all of these possession stats and whatnot. It doesn't matter if you don't get the 3 points, and that's unfortunately what happened on Saturday. I hate to keep repeating myself, but that's pretty much the summary of the game. We're pelting them, but they knew how to get a win, and that's what happens. And you don't leave a guy like Chicharito wide open because he'll punish you.
Yeah, Alex, what were your thoughts initially going into the game? Because it looked like LAFC had an opportunity there, and they almost could have capitalized it, which they didn't. But what were your thoughts?
So like I would say most Galaxy fans, that defense, you can't really trust it most of the time. So it was really, really hard. Just seeing that we weren't really getting off to a good start at the beginning of the match. Obviously, like how Garrett said, right, these possession stats and stuff, were totally in favor of LAFC. But at the end of the day, the Galaxy came away with the 3 points. I was just another note too, just that I was excited to see that our defense just looked a lot stronger. Sure, we weren't as attacking as the other team, but we were able to sustain our lead for quite a bit, I would say, and especially during the end of the first half, when there were tons of attacking opportunities for LAFC when they just kept attacking, it was a good thing to see that our team was doing pretty well in those kinds of situations. Obviously, it wasn't going to be sustainable for 90 minutes, but I'm glad that that improvement, and you can kind of see glimpses of the defense playing better, was a positive for sure that I enjoyed watching going into the half.
Yeah, quickly in the chat, Galaxy Guy podcast. Shout out to my dude Alex, LAFC Kui. He gives black and gold hearts. G-Man says, Alex, with the warm-up looking good, ready to roast some more light work LAFC fans. Tio, you got to bring back the bench shirt for battle round of round 2. Hey, we're working on it. We're definitely working on it. This could potentially be it, but this is more of talking. I think these guys are a little bit more chill, more relaxed, I would say. 3-teamer says good breakdown. Jose Gonzalez gives the hearts. Obviously, so I'm gonna play the goal. I'm gonna play Chicharito's first goal, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Murillo stooping low, big tackle to hold it in there, and Chicharito! Well, we wondered what this game might do to the LA Galaxy. Look at the intensity and the effort. And the tackle here from Williams, tracking back. Tackles Cifuentes straight to Chicharito. Time and space inside the box. Opens up and finds that far post. It was close for offside there, but that tackle is so good from the new signing in his...
So obviously Derek Williams had the slide tackle. Finds Chicharito, obviously the player. If you're LAFC, you don't want Chicharito to find the ball on his net, on his feet, and then he found the back of the net. Garrett, what were your thoughts on that play? I know it's been the most controversial play since the game ended. Was this offsides? Was this not offsides? Give us your thoughts.
I don't know why you had to show that video. So thanks, Drew. I'm done. No, I was playing. No, I was playing, bro. So offsides or not, man, he had so much space. And like I said, if you give a player like Chicharito, yeah, I made fun of him saying the Call of Duty streamer and whatnot, but you give a player of his talent, his caliber, who's a poacher, he's going to put in the back of the net. So what Tristan Blackman was doing in La La Land or whatever he's looking at, we'll get into more Tristan Blackman, but that was it is what it is. And offside or not, it was a good finish. And I know people were blaming Sisanega, but what's he supposed to do? It's 1-on-1. I mean, he did it. I mean, he did get a tip on it, but I mean, what is he supposed to do? I mean, honestly. So, fair play. Good goal for him.
Yeah, Danny Ness wants his offsides clearly. Chat, let us know what you think. Total Galaxy, give us your thought. Was this offside? Was this not offside? How did you see it?
Well, when watching the game, right, obviously the cameras aren't going to be placed like correctly in there, so it's really hard to tell. It's not like England where they're going to put the lines and everything, and it's going to be like off by like the tip of the finger, So I thought from the angle from the replay we just saw right now, I thought he was onside, but it's just so close. That margin was so close, really.
Yeah, and I think that's the play. Me watching from the stadium, I couldn't see necessarily, and obviously I don't hear what the broadcast is saying. The game did stop for a little bit, and then they played. So I was like, okay, he was definitely offsides because it just happened so fast how it ricocheted, and I think that like literally changed the momentum of the first half. Garrett, how did you see LAFC respond after that goal?
Flat. Like I just thought it was kind of deflating, and then we're lucky to go in the half. We're just down 1-0. I know we had some opportunities towards before halftime, which would have been great. It would have been a momentum booster if we would have scored one right before the half, but that didn't work out. But it always sucks getting scored on first, especially when you're playing away and you already know this is a big derby game as it is. So I think that was just a momentum killer, for right now.
Sebastian's coming with the heat. He's like, how do you feel Chivas USA 2.0 fan losing, not being the primary rival?
Yeah.
He comes with the heat. Bert says, can't give a player like Chicharito any room at all, even after the set. I think he set piece situation. Blackman should have had his eyes on him.
Yep.
But yeah, like, how did you feel, Alex, after that goal? Right, it's like a dream start, right, for Chicharito. He gets his sixth goal in there. How did you feel? Okay, Chicharito got the goal. We almost got scored on, but we got the 1-0 lead in the first half.
I would say it was pretty uplifting, obviously, after the bad season Chicharito had last year and then him getting to the start, I thought it was a great start and just a good morale boost for the team, having the star striker score in a big game like this. I thought it was really good. And also, too, I thought the Derek Williams tackle, that really set the tone defensively for the Galaxy. I noticed that a lot of slide tackles were done during this game, a lot of them. And whether they were successful or not, it really set the tone of how aggressive the Galaxy were going to be defensively. So this goal was not only important for Chicharito, but also to set a defensive tone for the team.
Yeah, I mean, Derek Williams had an incredible game. And then the chat G-Man says the players were offsides. Perhaps when Derek Williams made the slide, it could have touched LAFC player as the ball was traveling across the field. Okay. Jose Gonzalez says that Williams tackle phenomenal, clinical, loved it. And Sebastian again with the heat. By the way, screw the San Jose Quacks. They waddle instead of run. He's not a fan of San Jose.
Neither am I.
We can agree though. We don't like San Jose.
I found something LAFC and LA Galaxy fans can agree on. They don't like San Jose.
And I'll never forgive Chris Wondolowski for what he did or what he didn't do actually in the World Cup. Never forgive him for that.
Yeah,
so I don't ever. Yeah, no.
I was really little when that happened. I started crying, man. I was little when that
happened.
I mean, we could talk about it. We could talk about it if you guys want to.
I want the 32. I want the 32-52 to make a typo if Wondolowski's miss when they come to LA. That's what I really want. I don't know who I need to talk to about that, but I think that would be perfst. So just we
could potentially make it happen. We'll see.
Yeah.
We can potentially try to see if we can make it happen. And then Anthony says, "But big Galaxy fan here. When I watched the frame-by-frame replay the day after the game, I think Chicha was off. Wow, Galaxy fan. Okay. Stop crying, take the L. Make sure not make excuses in August. Best bet to."
Hey, I ain't making excuses. I'm
coming with the heat.
Saying as it is, bro. Saying as it is, bro.
Hate or love SJ. Cade Cowell. Yeah, he's a real deal.
He's really good.
We'll get more back into the chat, but like obviously, let's talk about this. Obviously, the second half starts. Garrett, LAFC makes Bob Bradley and LAFC makes these second half adjustments. Right, Mahala comes in. I believe he comes in for Cifuentes, and then what else did he take out? I forgot.
I think Farfan
for Chiqui Palacios. What were your thoughts on Chiqui Palacios and Farfan?
Well, Palacios was getting burned a couple of times. Actually, not a couple. He's getting burned a lot, to be honest with you. I haven't seen him, play poorly in a while, and that derby he did play really not up to standard. So Farfan held his own for the most part. That's why we got Farfan to come off the bench. I mean, I don't think he's going to start at any point. So games like this, he can come off. And he has MLS experience as well, playing for Portland in the past. So, I think he did all right. Opoku, I mean, he's still getting his feet settled. I did pick him to be young player of the season for, LAFC. Still has a lot to do, especially during a derby game. It's kind of tough to get the rhythm. But there's some other adjustments that I didn't agree with, but I don't want to take too much, Alex. If you want to do your thing.
Alex, we have a very respectful guest here, so give us your thoughts on how LAFC did. How LA Galaxy did without Victor Vasquez, especially in that midfield.
You could tell Victor Vasquez was missing, especially towards that end of that first half. The Galaxy were struggling to just gain possession of the ball and control the ball for that portion of the match. And that's something that I really liked about Vasquez, how he's just able to get himself in good positions and just to help out the team, align itself in a good structure and formation to help gain that kind of possession. I'm pretty sure if Vasquez was playing, the Galaxy would have created a lot more chances than they did in this game because he's so crucial to just getting the ball forward for the Galaxy and just being able to create these chances. So it'll be interesting to see how he does in the next derby, which is in August.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. That's the thing everybody's waiting for. And then Albert here in the chat says, "What do the LAFC fans think of when they play Galaxy at full strength with our new signings? Kevin Capral will be a down in attack fourth with Chicharito. I mean, that has to be exciting too. But we should also note that LAFC wasn't at full strength. We should have mentioned that Carlos Vela, should be there. Right, if everything works out, by August." Gary, what were your thoughts on obviously Carlos Vela not playing, and you think right if you play the what if game for right now, right? Like if Carlos Vela was there, one can imagine this game might have looked different.
Yeah, of course, it would have looked different if he was playing. Obviously, we had more of an attack-minded team, and we would have probably produced a lot more chances. Maybe would have won the game, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. Didn't happen. But I wonder, if there's a mentality of the team knowing that Carlos isn't going to play, does it just completely falter? And, I'm questioning the mentality of this team and, what's the mentality Bob's producing on this team as well when a star player or, isn't playing. But definitely Vela makes a huge difference. But at the end of the day, there's going to be certain scenarios, knock on wood, if we're in the playoffs and we're playing Galaxy again for some reason and Carlos isn't available, you got to play the game. Okay, so there's no, turning back on that. So, it is what it is. At the end of the day, we took the L. Vela wasn't there. We move on.
Yeah, Total Galaxy. What are your thoughts on obviously the game that Jonathan Dos Santos had? It looked like he was struggling in the first half, but obviously we know what happened. He got the goal. What were your thoughts on his performance this game?
I've been really critical of Jonathan Dos Santos so far throughout the season. He hasn't looked like a DP caliber kind of player out on the field. And, at times, even in the midfield in the first half, yeah, like you said, he didn't look like he was playing really well. He didn't look like he was getting in good positions, getting stripped of the ball. So I didn't like that. Obviously, the goal that he scored, the game-winning goal, redeemed him. I'm still going to be critical on Jonathan Dos Santos. I need to see more consistency from him. But I'm glad that he was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a player that needed something like that. We got a question for you, LFC Live. I think you need a. I think you're a big. You got big pockets because they say, how much does LAFC pay Alexi Lalas to make those outlandish comments after the game? So that's crazy. So hold on. For those who didn't see it, I got the video. Don't worry, I'm gonna play it.
Greg Vanny now in charge of the only club to win 5 MLS Cup titles, but the Galaxy have dipped as of late at the same time that LAFC has burst onto the scene, not just here in LA, but across North America as well. So right now, who is winning, Lex, that battle for Los Angeles?
All right, I preface this with a couple of things. Number one, don't kill the messenger. And number two, the great Janet Jackson said, "What have you done for me lately?" Okay, number one, stars, the Galaxy, Chicharito, Zlatan, the Dos Santai, Ashley Cole, LAFC, Carlos Vela. Galaxy win this one. Success. Galaxy have missed the playoffs the last 3 of the 4 years. LAFC, playoffs all 3 years. CCL final, Supporters Shield, best regular season in MLS history. Stadium, all right, don't kill the messenger. The bank is steeper, it's louder, it's more intimate. And by the way, it is in LA. The brand, look, I go around LA all the time. I see a lot of LAFC gear out there. It is cool, and it is still new. And then relevance. All right, listen. The Los Angeles Galaxy, yes, they are a global super club. They are the Blue Bloods. But in Los Angeles right now, there is only one super club, and it is LAFC, the Nouveau Riche.
One super club, and it is LAFC, quoted by former LA Galaxy player Alexi Lalas, GM, Total Galaxy. Give us your thoughts on Alexi Lalas, what he had to say there.
He's probably still salty they fired him as a GM, to be honest. Oh, man, I don't understand those comments. Obviously coming from a former player, right? It just seems kind of dumb. I'd love to debate this with him, but it just seems, what's the word? Kind of, I would say, a little too reactionary, right? Obviously, he makes a point, right? LAFC have been a lot more successful over the past couple of years. I can agree with that. But the Galaxy have been a staple of not only Los Angeles, but also of MLS since the league began. So I think those comments are pretty stupid.
Yeah, and look, I think we should clarify. It looked to me. I didn't watch the pregame. Right, I was at the game. It looks like this was filmed right before the game happened, but when it came out, because I could see on the scoreboard it says like it looks like 10 minutes left before the game
Yeah,
starts.
yeah.
So, right. So I clearly made this statement, these comments right before the game. Doesn't help it when obviously LAFC loses the game as well. LAFC Live. When you saw that and when you were watching that, what were your thoughts on Alexi Lalas?
I absolutely hate Alexi Lawless. Like, I think he's so annoying. I think he's arrogant. I think he's well, I'm not, I won't say anything else, but I honestly can't stand the guy, and all of his takes are over the top. And I think he has to do it on purpose. They're paying him to do this on purpose. They have to be, because some of the stuff he says is completely crazy. He was in favor for the Super League, go figure. So, I can't stand him. The stuff that he was saying about the LAFC and all that stuff, the success. Yeah, we've been more technically successful than Galaxy in the past since we came into expansion. But that's you have to work for it, obviously. But as far as the trophies and all that, obviously Galaxy has the more trophies and the more history and whatnot. So, and the brand thing, I honestly can give. So I'm trying not to cuss you. I'm really trying not to cuss.
Yeah, don't cuss, because I'll have to.
Yeah,
edit
I know. I'm not. So I could care less about the brand. Honestly, I care about wins, trophies, and success in the long run. I don't care about who's wearing the cutest jerseys and who's doing what. All the stuff he was talking about is typical from someone like him. So I don't associate with Alexi Lawless, and I hope a lot of MLS fans don't like him, but he's paid to chat crazy nonsense.
G-Man, you should not come ready, man. We come ready. Isaac on the chat says Alexi's been a leva, which pretty much means an LAFC fan. That's why I know that's the term that they use to call LAFC fans. Albert Morales says if Jonathan doesn't produce this year, he will definitely have to be a TAM player this summer if we get a new DP midfielder. He's talking about Jonathan Dos Santos. I respect. We have another one. I respect him for playing by my team, but he is high. I think he's talking about Alexi Lawless. And then G-Man says, but if Jonathan doesn't produce, why would you want him to be on TAM? Wouldn't that take up TAM money for someone you would be more productive? Okay, this is a good conversation. Total Galaxy, how do you feel about that, right? If for whatever reason, Jonathan Dos Santos, which let's say he has a good season, but let's play both. Let's say he doesn't have a good season. Would you want to bring him down to TAM, or would you want to move on from Jonathan Dos Santos?
I would personally move on from Jonathan Dos Santos just because the team is moving in a new direction, right? Just today, rumors that the Galaxy are interested in another French midfielder, right? We're getting a lot of Frenchies on the team now. So I think just getting someone that's younger and someone that I can know will improve and keep producing at a high rate instead of somebody who's on the older side and has been really struggling a lot in the past year. So I would really think the best move for the Galaxy would just to move on and find a new DP.
Okay. That's an interesting point. LAC Live, how do you feel about, like, obviously you're hearing all these things, all these players that LA Galaxy are making, but as of right now, there hasn't been as much I guess rumors and stuff like that for LAFC. Would you like a move for LAFC?
Gio, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if it's your Wi-Fi or my Wi-Fi was breaking up.
Did you not hear me?
Are you stable? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, can you hear me?
No, I didn't hear. Can you repeat that real quick?
Yeah, so I was saying, like, obviously LA Galaxy are making moves. They're being talked about with a lot of French players. As of right now, we haven't heard anything from the LAFC. Would you like LAFC to make some moves this summer?
Yes, 100%. We would definitely need a striker, that a real number 9. I did post a tweet with 4 players on there that, if you put the money out and we get that DP situation resolved with Brian Rodriguez, I mean, you can go maybe offer some money to Olivier Giroud. Diego Costa's not playing right now. Sergio Aguero would be awesome, but that's obviously, I don't think that's going to happen. He's going to probably go to Barcelona or something like that. And then also I put Kevin Gamero from Valencia because he's also out of contract soon. But realistically, my preference would be Giroud or Diego Costa. That would be really great.
And talking about Brian Rodriguez, Isaac says they need to ship off Brian Rodriguez. Well, he's already there, but he's already there. Albert,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens, right? Because I mean, their contract should be coming up soon. But if Jonathan wants to accept the 10 money, then he stays. If not, then we will move on with the same situation. Or the same with Alessandrini. He didn't play. He didn't want to make the pay cut and left. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that, because it's very interesting when you look at both of those situations, right? With Jonathan Dos Santos and also with LAFC, right? A lot of that has been made of with LAFC, right? How do you feel of LAFC's attacking front three? Obviously, we know it was a tough game against the Galaxy this weekend, but LAFC Love, how do you feel about the attacking front three so far?
For as of right now, I think it's all right. I mean, we got Diego Rossi, Carlos Vela when he's when he's healthy, and then Corey Baird. I like the way that. No, Andy, no, we don't. No.
Andy says LAFC Live wants Brian Rodriguez back. We all know it.
No, bro. He can pour the water in the bottles and whatnot. But so you got the Carlos Vela and Diego Rossi on the wings, and then we have Corey Baird. That was a link-up man, which he did a pretty good job on the goal that Rossi scored. That's what we brought him in to do, is to be the hold-up guy. So the front three is there, but we still need that number 9, that just in case we have somebody like a Rossi or Carlos Vela who's not available. We have that striker that we can rely on that's going to put the ball in the back of the net, because that's plagued us for the past, since we started this whole club. We had Urania, who was more of a hold-up man. We had Christian Ramirez, Dio, BWP, and they've all worked out at here and there, but they don't actually do the job. And now we're with Corey Baird and Danny Musovski and whoever else we're going to throw in there. So it's just a merry-go-round, to be honest, at the number 9 role.
Yeah. Total Galaxy. Sergio says, how dare you talk about Cappy like that?
Look. Okay, this is a business. Sports are a business. They're talking
like a true GM right there.
I am, yeah. I mean, I've played a lot of Madden 2K, being the GM, so I know. FIFA. Yep. Maybe I'll start a Galaxy Career Mode series soon. That's what I've been thinking about for my YouTube channel. But I will 100% accept a humble pie if he can just play well and just prove that he's worth it. I know he's our captain, right? And I totally respect Jonathan Dos Santos right now, but his play and the money he's getting just doesn't live up to that. I have full respect for Jonathan Dos Santos. I'm not taking anything away from him. I just want to see better performances from him.
So if he has better performances, like the game he had, right? So you would be willing to?
Yeah, I just want to see him more comfortable in the midfield, because at times I feel, especially because he gets the ball stolen from him a lot, especially this year, I've noticed that. But if I can see a bit more composure in that, then trust me, I'll eat that humble pie for sure.
Alex, I got a question. Real quick. Would you obviously this is not going to happen, but would you swap Jonathan Dos Santos with Mark Anthony K right now if you had the chance?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
I wouldn't do that.
Hey, we can
I don't want my midfielders getting, I don't want my midfielders getting megged like that.
Okay, yeah. Mark Anthony K was, what's sad is that Mark Anthony K was one of the better players for us on Saturday, which tells you how good our team was doing. Was not very good. And then he got Croy turned by Efren Alvarez, and when you're getting Croy turned by Efren Alvarez, you're done out there. It's done. The game's
done.
So.
I'm glad you guys brought that up. The thing that was so funny about that, right? It was not just Mark Anthony just getting. I mean, by the way, Efrain Alvarez smooth, like how he did really that, smooth. Yeah. But Fox or whoever showed it was Bob Bradley's reaction, right? And it was just
he was pissed.
And then he's like, "Oh," it throws his hands up, and now that just had me. That just had me laughing.
If he had hair, he'd be pulling it.
Oh man, you guys are dumb.
Hey, no doubt he'll start. No doubt he'll start next game. He'll be the first guy on the team sheet, so it doesn't matter if he got made 20 times. So
Hey, look, if you guys want to make some negotiations, man, I'm all for it. I can try to see what I can do. Try to talk about both teams. See if we can make that happen. We have another question. He said, I still think the LAFC's lack of preseason has hurt us early. If I'm correct, we only had 2 actual preseason games versus the Revs. It looks like we're rusty and still trying to get informed. They actually had 3. They had 3 or 4. They had 3. Well, they had 3 that I know of that I would count, because they also played LA Galaxy. Yeah. A secret. I don't know why they want to do a secret scrimmage. I don't know what's so secret about a scrimmage. I don't know why they want to do that, but they had 3. What are your thoughts? They only had 3 that I knew of. Do you think the preseason had anything to do with how LAFC's playing so far?
No. No, and this is a short term no, because I mean, then it's our fault then for doing that, because every other team was playing like 4 to 6 preseason matches, so that's our fault. So who do we blame? Ourselves, if that's the case.
Total Galaxy, how do you feel? Yeah, I know you guys had like 6 or 7 preseason games. Obviously, it's a new head coach, new players. You definitely needed all that, but did you feel like having that many preseason games definitely helped you guys out?
Yeah, I would say so, especially since we have a number of new players on the team. Just even having the small scrimmages with other teams and being able to communicate better, I think was really helpful for the team. Because if we would have gone straight into play with very little preseason, I doubt we would have gotten off to the start that we have so far.
Yeah, we got some good comments in here, and it says "laugh out loud," talking about. I think they're referring to the Meg. Oh, this is a good one. What happened with Kim Moon-won? He was supposed to be a big signing for LAFC. LAFC's trying to fix the mistakes of selling their best defenders, Zimmerman. LAFC also got rid of Vermeer as well. What are your thoughts on obviously the signing of Kim Moon-won? I think it's too early to make any judgment about him because he only played 20 minutes. But what are your thoughts on him? Playing obviously, and then also Kenneth Vermeer.
In Twitter Spaces we had before the game, we were talking about Kim Woo-won can come on if we're up like 3-1 maybe or 4-1 or something like that. But the fact that we're trying to get back into the game and you took out Segura to put Blackman at center back, which made no sense at all to me. And Kim Woo-won, kudos to him for going on to the Derby game and kind of holding his own, but it's kind of tough to judge him because we've been hyping him up. Like I said, Gio, I've come on your shows before, hyping you up. And, we barely seen him. And then when we see him, it's like for 15, 20 minutes in a Derby game. And he looked all right. Is he going to be the one starting going forward? We'll have to see. Is Tristan Blackman going to be center back with Murillo? I really hope not. I'm just reading the comments that you're putting up, Gio. Sorry. And then,
hey man, the comments are good. Sorry.
Yeah, I know they're good. I like them. But all in all, I want to see Kim Woo-won, but let's ease him in first and let's have him earn his position. Just because you're a big signing doesn't mean you're always going to start. That's how it should be. But it's not always that way, unfortunately.
Yeah. Total Galaxy, you got some praise. Alex already negotiates better than the Galaxy did under GPS. Impressive. So it looks like
that FIFA career mode series.
That FIFA 21 team. Sebastian said GBS did nothing for us. Clearly, it was tough. Anthony Liu says I wanted to like GBS, but Vanny is way better for this team. I mean that's clear. Katie Burris says Moon made some mistakes, but he had fire that our team needed badly. He had that fire. I think she said the fire. Yeah, I think it's hard. I think that's hard because I don't know if I would have put in Moon, but it's tough, right? But he's gonna have to get his feet wet eventually, right? But you throw him into this game, it makes it interesting. 901 Chaston says Moon is going to be good. We just have to. We should have pulled Blackman.
I would have been more comfortable with that. Straight swap. I would have been a little bit more comfortable instead of shifting Blackman to center back and putting Moon on the right.
I don't know what he means by that. Maybe you could explain that to me.
No. So what he's saying is instead of taking Eddie Segura, remember we took him out and then we shifted Blackman to center back for some weird reason, and then Juan went at right back. Leave Segura in, take out Blackman, straight swap of Kim Woo-won. So it's
I get what you're saying. Okay, good. Thanks. Okay.
Yeah. Which is
I still not even understand what's going on. We got Louis. He says, Alex, your thoughts on the Galaxy possibly signing a new CDM from France? Because we know that rumor. That came out today.
Yeah, I think the midfield, Victor Vasquez is getting on the older side, and the future with Jonathan Dos Santos is really up in the air. So I think just having another midfielder right there, even if he doesn't play too much this season and just comes off the bench, I really think that he'll become a more prominent starter as the years progress.
Scott Benito says GBS didn't get who he wanted. FO didn't work with him. I don't know about that because
that's debatable.
I think that's debatable because I think the thing also GBS resources were South America and they weren't really.
Yeah, he literally had all the Argentinian connections, literally.
Which is great talent, but it is hard to get when you're dealing with visas and COVID. Obviously, didn't work well, and didn't happen with that. How are you feeling at LAC Live? How are you feeling about Pablo Cisnegas, 4 games in. Obviously, he's the number 1 starter since Kenneth Vermeer left.
I think he's done an all right job, and frankly, he is the only goalie we have. Thomas Romero, he's the backup, I guess, but it's his net. It's his to control, and we're gonna have to ride and die with Pablo Cesenega, which is fine because we've seen a lot better glimpses this season compared to the last season, and then being in the bubble in Orlando. And I think he's shown a little bit more confidence as well. He's reading the game a lot better. Ask me again by August, what I thought of him this season, because it's kind of too early to judge. But I like what I'm seeing so far. Can't complain.
Yeah, he's looking good. Albert says Jonathan Bond has been a huge upgrade as a goalkeeper and will only get better. We just answered that. What are your thoughts? Impressive game, big game. I think some of the saves that he had literally kept LA Galaxy in the game, because a couple of those could have gone in. Thoughts on Jonathan Bond?
He's been really impressive so far. Probably one of the best signings in all of MLS. It was funny because I was going around and I remember one of the LAFC meme pages posted, "I missed this guy," in his picture of David Bingham. So it's great to see that we have a really good goalkeeper now. Who's very vocal with the defense, and he's not pointing fingers like David Bingham would during games. So that's something that I really liked about Bond. Aside from these great saves he's pulling off, just the fact that he's vocal with the defense and he knows what he wants and how he wants the defense in front of him to play. So that's something I've really liked so far with Jonathan Bond.
Yeah, man, he's been solid first 4 games. LFC Live, question to you: do you see Carlos Vela leaving? ? What's happening with him and Bob Bradley?
Well, it's actually crazy you asked me that, because on the Twitter Spaces before, hosted by LAFC Hawaii, we talked actually about that. That I hate to say this and do this all this kind of like conspiracy stuff, but
let's hear. Oh, you got some conspiracy. Let's hear them.
No,
well, I mean, plays in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
We got FIFA GM over here. We got some conspiracy. We need these. So come on, drop it.
Is Vela? Is he really hurt? Is he really hurting? Is he doesn't want to play for some of these games? Because I know it comes back to that thing where he says that this is just a job for him at the end of the day, and that is his favorite sport's basketball. But like, I feel like sometimes is he milking it? Gio, have you heard anything about his injury update?
Hey man, this show's about you guys. But what I will say,
hey, I'm asking because I want to know.
What I will say. So I as of right now have no doubt that Vela wants to play, and that this is an injury. I can't fathom anything else right now. You know what I'm saying? If I get information, I'm gonna share it with you guys. You guys know that. I'm gonna share that information with you guys. But as far as right now, what I've reached out and everything like that, obviously, I think the case of a lot of people is like, oh, is he injury prone and this and that. But I know a lot of other people are like, what he asked, does him and Bob Bradley not getting along? I see it more as an injury, but I definitely want to hear and that's what we talked about the other day. But I see this more as an injury. Don't see anything else. But we can get into the conspiracy theories and everything like that, because I think that's what makes this interesting, right? Like, what do you guys have to say? How do you guys feel about it?
I honestly think that maybe there's something going on behind doors. If he's going to keep milking this injury, I don't know how serious it is with Bob. I don't know. I know he's a people pleaser, but maybe he doesn't always please the biggest names of a football club. I mean, you already saw Brian Rodriguez. Yes, he's crap, but he, didn't get along with Bob, obviously, in the locker room and whatnot, and on the bench. And then now Carlos Vela kind of having his way. But then again, you see at the Western Rossi wanting to stay a little longer to get the big deals in Europe or wherever they go. So, I mean, I don't know. There's something going on. Something in my gut tells me something's going on with Carlos Vela and Bob Bradley, but I hope it's not true, and I hope I just sound crazy saying any of this.
Hey, Garrett, I have a question for you real quick. I was thinking about this as we were getting on. Just answering this question, right? Obviously, LAFC the last couple of years has been really good, right? And do you think that this team has peaked, especially with Atuesta and Rossi having interest from other teams, where this foundational structure that the team was first built upon will not really have much success, and maybe might not even win an MLS Cup? Do you think that this team has peaked that one year that they won the Supporters Shield?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because you have to think about it.
It's a very good question. Very good question, Alex, because if you think about it, Atlanta United kind of had the same thing as well after they won MLS Cup. That was like their peak. That was their peak team. And now I know they did kind of a small rebuild, but they're still competing at sometimes. So LAFC getting Supporters Shield, yeah, job well done, but that's not the MLS Cup. This year is supposed to be the peak where the team is supposedly has the biggest depth out of all the MLS teams, which the depth we're not technically seeing on the pitch. Yes, we have all these, decent names, but at the end of the day, are they getting? It looks good on paper. That's nice, and it looks great, but is it going to produce on the field? And to answer your question, Atuesta, Rossi, Vela, those are your big three of this club. And you already know Atuesta and Rossi are going to be gone after the season. I'd be shocked if they stay longer than this. So to answer your question, this is the peak. This is the peak season. I know it's very early in our, if you want to call it history or expansion, whatever you want to call it. But this is the peak team, peak season. And if we don't accomplish what we want, which is MLS Cup this season, then we're going to, go up the mountaintop and then go slowly down, just shortly, but slowly. But yeah, to answer your question, this is the peak season right here. This is it. After that,
boomer bust for you guys.
Yeah,
boomer bust. That's how it's been, and that's for everyone's hot seat too. I mean, I don't want to keep going into detail, but I'm a big, I'm a big proponent of change. I support Arsenal Football Club. I don't know if you follow them or but change is needed in a lot of areas at that football club. And if LAFC can't deliver MLS Cup, Bob, see ya. John, see ya. Time for a change if it doesn't get done.
Straight from the fans. There we go. I'm getting roasted, so we got to read this. Hey, Gio, are you in the heart of LA? You look like you're from Downey. I am in LA. So, I do live in LA. I'm not going to tell you my location, but I do live in LA. And then Sebastian says, dude, I'm from Downey. That's cool. Hey, Downey is cool. So I've been out there. I got some homies out there. 91 Chestnut LAFC Live speaking truth. Sebastian with another question. Do you both of you guys prefer develop players in LA or go get big signings? Total Galaxy, I'm gonna start with you.
Yeah, I really want our team to just start moving to developing players, right? We've had a couple of younger players, Efrain Alvarez, Cameron Dunbar, Jalen Neal, who hasn't played too much, but I liked how he was in the season. Johnny Perez, I want to see those guys get a couple more minutes and really develop. I think those 4 people that I mentioned are really talented football players. And I feel that, they're a good foundation too for the team, obviously, and, trying to figure out your whole TAM and DP situation things. If we can get those developed and sign some big name DPs. I don't want our team to fully revolve around, big name players, but having that will totally be a help for the team and also just help our team have a focus on the younger players, not forgetting about those academy players as well.
Yeah, LFC Live, great question. If LFC doesn't find its groove, LFC Live, do you think Will Ferrell will become the coach like in the movie Kicking and Screaming?
I mean, he might do a better job. I don't know, maybe.
Oh my god, that is a great question. But what are a serious question? What are your thoughts about developing and new big signings?
I would like to do a mixture of both. But if I had to pick right now, and our goal is MLS Cup, obviously you want to get the big signings in. You want to get the Diego Costas. Yeah, you can laugh at me if you want. You get the Olivier Giroud's, the Fabregases, and whatnot. But that's what I want right now. Personally, coming from me as a fan of LAFC and wanting to win MLS Cup, I want that big signings. I don't think we're there yet to rely on youngsters as much as I would like to. I know we have the Tony Leones, the Eric Duenases, and Christian Torreses of the world. But am I going to rely on them to win me an MLS Cup? No, maybe U.S. Open Cup in a deep run if it was going on, but MLS Cup definitely not. We can't do that right now. So for me, big signings first. Once we get the MLS Cup, let's develop these younger players to go behind those big signings and go for some more trophies. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, no great points. I definitely feel like the league, just in general, you need a mixture of both, and I think that's what we're seeing. With Galaxy, Greg Vanney signing Kevin Cabral, who we actually haven't seen, right? Well, he's 21 years old. Correct me if I'm wrong, but youngest DP ever signing, right? And I felt that for the Galaxy, they needed to do something like that, right? And I don't think we were going to see that with GBS, but Greg Vanney, has his way of doing it, and we're seeing it. Obviously, we went from Argentinian players to French players, and I made the joke a few weeks ago, or last week, because the Champions League was going on, and what is it? Mbappe, they were knocked out of the UCL, and I was like, so when are the Mbappe rumors gonna come? Mbappe to LA rumors gonna start? Obviously joking, but yeah, I mean, so many French players. We go from Argentina to French players, the one thing so far, obviously, Grand Sir for the LA Galaxy, he's had a little bit of a slow start, but I wonder how much is it the language barrier. We know if you can play, right? But when you go to a different country, I'm assuming some of us have been to a different country, different language. I'm not talking about if you go to Mexico and you know how to speak Spanish, but when you go to a different country and you don't know a lick of their language, it makes it difficult. How do you feel like Grand Sir has done so far, Total Galaxy?
But yeah, obviously Samuel Granzier has not performed well even during the game last week. He didn't really have an impact as much for the team, and I really think that I like that we're getting a lot more French speaking players too. Just to build a chemistry with Granzier. Sega Koulibaly is also on his way too. So I really like that we can create like a little France, if you say, in the Galaxy, kind of how there's like a little Tokyo and everything. But yeah, it would just be great to just see him be more comfortable with the team, because I feel like he's not really at the point where he's like, he would consider himself comfortable and he knows what he needs to do, right? Obviously, still needs to communicate with Chicharito and everything. But if he can just get the communication going, then I'm pretty sure Granzier can have an even bigger impact on the game for the Galaxy.
Katie has a good question. I think she was talking. I'll bring this to you, LAFC Live. Are there rumors of new DPs or big names negotiating with LAFC maybe coming in the summertime? We might lose a Tuesta or Rossi. Let me just say this. I don't think you're losing a Tuesta because he just re-signed with LAFC. That to me is that he's committed for this season. So they could. If an amazing offer comes in, but I don't think you're losing Eduardo Tuesta. What are your thoughts on LAC potentially not losing or selling? I think is a better word. Selling Diego Rossi this summer.
We would have to respect his wishes if he did put in a transfer request, which I'm assuming he's going to do. I think a couple of Italian clubs and championship level clubs from England are interested in him, but I think it'd be the smartest move to cash in on him when it's his highest peak, especially if for some reason we win MLS Cup. And he's banging in goals and assists, and his value is really high. Let's cash in on him. He did a great job for LAFC in his time, but you should honor his wishes. It'd be sad to see him go, but I think like many LAFC fans, I think wherever he goes, they'll have a soft spot for that club. Depending which one he goes. If he goes to like a club that I don't like, I'm not going to root for him. But you know what I mean. But it'd be interesting. It's always exciting to see where these kind of players go to after MLS.
Yes, Sebastian says the only thing I liked that LAFC was a sickle Vela did against SJ Quacks in 2019. Do y'all remember that? He had a lot of goals. I think he had 4 goals against them at their stadium. Which was amazing. What we've seen from Vela. I think the only thing about talking about Carlos Vela is we haven't seen it this season, right? We know what he can produce. But how good did it feel to not face Carlos Vela, Total Galaxy, this week?
I really wanted to face Vela just so there would be no excuses out there. I really wanted to and just test ourselves with the best, right? Obviously, you don't want to compete with somebody who's weekend or a weaker opponent. You want to show out against the best of the best, and Vela is one of the best players in MLS. So I was really wanting to just see him compete too, and I really wanted Julian Araujo to just be marking him the whole game, because Julian Araujo had a great game on Saturday. He was amazing defensively, got in good positions. Obviously couldn't keep up with Rossi, and that's how he allowed that first goal by LAFC. But overall, Julian Araujo's game was amazing, and I'm excited to see. I really hope he does the move on to Europe, though. That's most likely going to happen, because I really like what he brings to the side defensively.
Yeah, no, that makes it interesting. Obviously, talking about the defense, LAFC Live, we talked about this earlier, but Jesus Murillo, he committed that error. What are your thoughts on him? Obviously, are you giving him a second chance?
Oh, yeah, man. Of course, he's one of our. The whole thing with him is that him and Segura are supposed to be the rocks at the back, and yes, he made a mental mistake. I don't honestly know what the hell he was doing in that corner, which led to the goal. But it's one game. But the one game he did it, unfortunately, was when we're tied 1-1, and he gives it up in the derby match, which is what you don't want to do. But, of course, I'm going to give him more opportunity. We signed him. I really like him, by the way. He's a really good center back. I think he brings that bruiser mentality at the back. So, yes, he made one mental mistake. But if he was making, mistake after week, then we're going to have an issue. But, we live in the moment, and we got punished for it, and we're back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I want to bring in something else too. Let's talk about these power rankings. MLS came out with these power rankings. So I'm just gonna put it up here on the screen. Perfect. It came out perfect. So we obviously Seattle number 1. No one's questioning that. Columbus Crew, I think. I don't know what logo that is. They're messing up with that logo. They got LAFC at number 7. The LA Galaxy at number 9. These are the MLS. We all know ESPNs are different. People in the chat, let me know your thoughts. But Total Galaxy, what are your thoughts on the MLS putting the LA Galaxy at number 9 and LAFC at number 7?
Personally, I think that these power rankings aren't even accurate. Most of all, I like how the number 1 team in the East is not even number 2, and the Columbus are in 3rd. You know, it's yeah, NYCFC deserve to be up number 2. I think that these power. I've said this a bunch. I think that these power rankings are just to get people talking and to get a chitter out there, but I really think the Galaxy should be ahead of LAFC. I can understand if San Jose was ahead of the Galaxy, just because San Jose has been playing pretty good so far. But I believe, especially after last week and the first 4 games, the Galaxy are at the moment deserving to be above LAFC in these rankings.
Alex,
Like Alex said, they just want to get us to chatter about it and talk about it and say who's right, who's wrong. But I don't agree with those power rankings. I'm gonna be honest with you, non-biased. You know, I am Gio. I'll say how it is. Galaxy should be above us in the power rankings. We should maybe be at 11th right now. That's just Let me see that one more time. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely don't agree with that. I think San Jose should be above us, and we should at least be 10 or 11th in the power rankings as of right now. That's just based on our current play. Yes, we haven't had Vela on some of the games, but that shouldn't matter. We're LAFC. We're not Vela FC. So
he said LAFC, not LFC. We lost Total Galaxy. What happened? I don't know. We'll see if we can bring him back.
Uh-oh.
Did his laptop die? We'll see what happens.
I hope not.
He has the link to it. But people in the chat drop the questions about the power rankings. And he says Portland in the top 10 is hilarious. There we go.
Yeah, it's just favoritism, you know.
There we go.
I think
We lost you for a little bit.
That was a little scary.
People are wondering where you go. Got to pay that Wi-Fi bill, Total Galaxy. Come on now.
Yeah, I gotta fix that up. Sorry about that.
Here we go. This is a good question. Tony Bonola says, "Can y'all comment on the huge loss LAFC's taken over B Rodriguez 12 million? Ameria isn't paying no more than $4 to $5 million, and that's if they want him." LAFC Live, you've been following this situation very closely. What are your thoughts?
12 games, 0 goals for Brian Rodriguez at Almeria. Sounds pretty good. So we're going to take a huge loss, and that's John's fault and Bob's fault. And also, this wouldn't be the first time that a DP has not worked at LAFC. Andre Horta. Alex, you probably know him well.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah. All the Galaxy fans, he gave him a gift.
He really did.
I mean, probably half of your fans probably got his name on your jersey on the back, so that way you guys can thank him. But Horta, Rodriguez. So it's going to be a huge pay cut. Obviously, pay loss for what we paid for him, and that's unacceptable. This is a DP. This is not just some casual MLS signing. This is the guy who you brought in to be focal point of the offense, and then he cried on a Uruguayan radio that he didn't want to play in LA. He wanted to go to another team, which I think we should have took the offer from. Was it Sampdoria or some Italian team? I forgot which one it was that was offering money for him.
I think it was like
some lower Italian team, but in the first division, we should have just took like a 3 to 4 million loss instead of like a huge chunk. Like I would be fine with that. But the fact that we're talking like big double figures here, this is it's unacceptable. And when he comes back, his value is going to be even worse because he's not going to play. He didn't even play in the CONCACAF Champions League. He was a sub that came on, I think, against Tigres with like 3 minutes left. So what was he supposed to? I mean, what's he doing? And then Orlando, that was supposed to be his time to shine. Novella, because of safety for his, I think his wife was pregnant at the time, so he didn't want to go. So Rodriguez is going to step up. All of his shots were going to Avatar Land over there in the bubble. So it just wasn't going to work. And so I mean, we're going to take a huge loss. It is what it is. I don't want to see him again, honestly, in the black and gold. He can
I mean, it is kind of tough the way he said he didn't want to leave and pretty much strong arm the team to force his way out of there, right? It's kind of hard.
Yep.
People, and it was Serena. I think it was Serena.
Torino.
There
Thank
we go.
you. Thank you.
And then Andy says, "Can't be Galaxy GM with bad connection." What are you doing, Total Galaxy? Come on, you got to get that Wi-Fi. Got to get that Wi-Fi secured.
So many people calling me at the same time. Sorry about that. Sorry about
He's getting blown up. That's the reason. Hey, we'll apologize to you. Sebastian says Portland Stadium is beautiful. I've yet to be there. I do want to go to a couple away games. I think I plan on going to a couple away games, but we'll see because I've seen some of those stadiums, how packed they are. And how crazy they get, right? Because that's the thing. I love that the MLS is growing, right? And you're starting to see new teams. Talking about a new team, we got Austin FC against the Galaxy. I believe it's Saturday. How do you see this game going for the Galaxy?
Well, on a positive note, something that'll be helpful is Alex Ring got a red card against SKC, so he won't be playing on Saturday. I'll be at the match. I'm looking forward to it. I really, really want to see how this team does, especially after an emotional win, right? In other sports, most teams that go out go play after emotional wins usually don't perform as well. With big comebacks and stuff, that's emotional. Obviously it's a good thing for the team, but we'll have to see how they respond. I want to see how the Galaxy respond against Austin. Austin are going to be missing one of their better players on their team. And I didn't watch the full game, Austin versus SKC, but I feel the Galaxy are going to create plenty of chances against that defense.
Obviously, LAFC live. LAFC go against Seattle, the toughest team in the Western Conference. We know what they did, what they've done in the past, right? How do you see LAFC matching up this weekend against Seattle?
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's over there in Seattle. We might not have Villa, but that's not an excuse. Apparently, we have the biggest depth in all of MLS. So let's see if we can use it. It's gonna be a great matchup. Rui Diaz always gives us trouble, and Seattle seems to bully us. They don't just come in hard on tackles. They just bully us in the midfield and with their forwards on our defense. So it's kind of annoying playing them, to be honest with you, because you can see it, but there's nothing you could do because you're a fan. Obviously, you're on the pitch, but it's just kind of annoying because you see your team getting bullied. So, it's going to be tough, and especially if we lose this game and there is no Vela, we're going to see some questions asked, I think, of the squad as far as mentality, and we can't keep dropping points. Yes, it's early in the season, but for momentum wise, you want to get a big away win in Seattle. That make a statement like, hey, we're not done. We're just getting started here. So give us some time. So hoping for a win. I don't want to draw. I want to win this weekend.
Yeah, obviously talking about power rankings. Albert says power rankings might as well put Minnesota as number one. ESPN rankings are more accurate. Agree. So not only does LAFC Live have Alexis Lalas in his pocket, Luis Martinez says, I bet big money that LAFC Live does the rankings for MLS.
Hell no.
I mean, he did earlier say that the Galaxy did deserve to be ahead. So, I don't think he made them.
See? No, I'm always honest, man. I'm always going to be non-biased, and I'll say it how it is, bro. That's how I am.
Yeah, same here.
DSO says Alex Rigg never got a red card before Sunday in his career. Yeah, no, it's gonna be very interesting what happens. Oh, I'm trying to exit out. Right, what happens? Obviously, both teams, because it's Austin FC. I believe they lost to SKC, but they're a tough team. They're gonna be a tough team, and obviously, you want like you said, you want LA Galaxy to bounce back from that. And then, do you think we'll see Kevin Cabral this weekend?
I think he comes off the bench.
Off the bench, yeah.
He does, yeah.
So how do you feel about him wearing the number 9? I know a lot of people were talking about who are they going to save the number 10 for.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. We don't have a number 10 on the team. I like to see just what Greg Vanney does when he puts him on. Are you going to play him at a striker role next to Chicharito maybe? Are you going to play him as a winger? The placement of where he's going to put Cabral is going to be essential to how the Galaxy are going to want to help out Chicharito and just continue to improve themselves in the attack so far. Because I think with the defensive signings they've made, our defense is going to be a lot better than they were compared to last year. So I'm not too worried on that department. Yes, I'll give the defense some time because, it's the LA Galaxy defense. They haven't been that secure, the last couple of years. But I am excited to see how what Vanning wants to do with Cabral.
Yeah. Andy says they're saving the number 10 for Alex, the new
New
GM.
GM, yeah. When I get
There you go.
introduced, I'll hold it up. When I get introduced.
There you go. There's a good question earlier. I wanted to bring it up by Sebastian. He says, "What are you guys' favorite stadium?" And you can't say your team stadium. LAFC, you go first.
Well, I haven't been to that many. Does he mean? Oh, see, he should have put that. My bad. Does he mean just stadium in general? Or are we talking
Yeah, just in
football
general.
stadium? Oh, okay. Oh, I can't say the bank. Dude, this is tough. I've been to Soldier Field in Chicago. I know it's pretty old and run down, but to me that was historic. And my favorite team, Chicago Bears. You guys can make fun of me in the comments if you want for that too. But yeah, it was that was really iconic for me, and yeah, that's probably my second favorite stadium if I can't say the bank.
What about you, Total Galaxy?
I've been thinking about it. Probably Yankee Stadium. No, I'm playing with you guys. Probably Portland Timbers Stadium, even though it was brought up earlier. I really love watching Portland Timbers games just because I like just their stadium, and I've been following their team for CONCACAF Champions League this year. They were my favorites, but they got knocked out this week ago. But yeah, it's a really nice stadium. I want to go there when the Galaxy play against the Timbers. So they're probably my favorite stadium, aside from Dignity Health Sports Park and MLS.
Yeah,
Andy says it's Arsenal. It's Arsenal, buddy.
It's Arsenal.
Right.
So it's
not Liverpool. So even worse. Even worse. Give me some shots.
Not just beer, some tequila. He says, Garrett, you're willing to choose. He means Arsenal and the Bears. Let me buy you a beer for your troubles.
A 12-pack.
And I will say the stadium. I think he's talking about MLS, but I mean, I've been. I think he's. I don't know if he's talking just stadiums in general, which I assume. I would say I've been to Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, and then I also got to go to the World Cup. Luizhsk, where the final was played in Moscow,
somewhere in Russia.
Yeah. I got to see Mexico versus Germany. I was at that game.
Oh, that must have been buzzing. That day.
My god, it was insane, man. It was insane. That stadium was amazing. So I would say that. But Estadio Azteca, it was Estadio Azteca. It was Mexico versus USA. It was a CONCACAF. I mean, it was a World Cup qualifier, I should say. Right. So I mean that was. I would say that for me. And he says even worse. Yeah.
Dude, I don't want to talk about it, man, because I'm just gonna start ranting, and Gio's gonna have to do a lot of editing if we start talking about them. Yeah,
here we go. We'll do a couple more questions. If you could handpick one player from a different MLS squad to replace one player on LAFC Galaxy, who would it be? Great question, Katie. You deserve some brownie points. All right. I'll give this to Total Galaxy, the GM of the LA Galaxy. Give us your thoughts.
If I could do that, a straight swap. Let me see. Who would I put? I'd probably definitely for sure straight swap up Victor Vasquez for Lucas Elarayan. Having a number 10 like that on our team would not only help create chances, but just really elevate the play of the other players around him, right? We saw what he could do with Columbus last year and what he did in the final against Seattle. And I really think just straight up trading them wouldn't be possible. Maybe if I was GM, maybe I'll find a way to figure it out. But an older Cam for a younger one, and one who's proven he can succeed in MLS, I would definitely take that.
Celoran's a beast. You can't go wrong with that. I mean, Victor Vasquez is also good. You wouldn't throw Adam Saldana or something like that. but I get what you're saying.
I like Saldana. I think he'll develop well within the next couple of years.
LAFC Live, who would you swap?
Oh, man.
I'll bring it up. If you could handpick one player from a different MLS squad to replace one player on LAFC.
Okay, I had two, but I can only say one. So I would pick Matt Tuwidi to replace Mark Anthony K. Straight swap. That would be my thing. I have one more, but since we only have one, we'll just go with the one. That's fine.
That's not bad. All right. DSO says Messi staying at Barca unless he feels like leaving. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I would like to see Messi in the MLS, whether it's NYCFC or Miami, right? Having Messi in the league would be, obviously, it's a no-brainer.
I got another conspiracy for that one, too.
Yeah. What's the conspiracy?
Well, if Juventus, I'm kind of hoping Juventus doesn't make Champions League, so that means Ronaldo would want to leave, correct? Because there's some reports today by Fabrizio saying he would want to leave. Messi, Barcelona lost today, and, he's getting fed up. Mbappe might be leaving PSG, so that leaves Neymar, who just extended his contract. Messi, Ronaldo, and Neymar team up at PSG to try and get that Champions League next year. That would be the ultimate, crazy. I don't know. I mean, I know I framed it pretty well, but the money would be insane. But that would be something that would be incredible to see that in a lifetime.
Even
Those
too,
three on the
there's
same
rumors
team.
that Juventus might also get relegated because they're still in the Super League. They
Yeah.
might get relegated to Serie
that's
B.
the thing.
So that's even more possible. So Garrett's probably
Yeah.
onto something.
I hope so. That'd be amazing. Can you imagine that? Oh my god. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Amazing. Amazing.
that I mean that would be crazy. It'd be PSG and watch PSG still doesn't win the Champions League.
Yeah, probably.
Ooh,
I mean, they
who
probably
do you-
won't win Ligue 1 this year, so
No,
Never
I hope
know.
Lille wins it. I hope Lille
I hope
wins
so
it,
too. Yeah.
Mhm.
We'll see. DSO. So if Messi comes to NYC, that will help us get a. I know you guys need to get a stadium, man.
I know.
What are your thoughts? I don't know this. Obviously, playing another team stadiums it's never ideal, but like, why don't I know this may ruffle some feathers, but like the Red Bulls have a stadium. You know, I think it's better than playing at Yankee Stadium. You know, I just think that's a better option. I know it's the opposing team stadium, but when you're playing on a not official size soccer stadium, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't look good. Andres Gonzalez says, doesn't Messi have a condo in Miami? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We got to do some research on that. I mean, Miami is a beautiful city. I wouldn't believe that. DSO. So now Ronaldo and Pirlo are staying at Juve.
Pirlo should be sacked too.
Yeah. Paris. He said Paris would have to sell Eiffel Tower.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Relocation of the Eiffel Tower.
This is a good one. Isaac in the chat says, "What about that Griezmann to LAFC rumor?"
You know, that rumor comes and goes when it wants to, and it's a weird one because I look at Griezmann's age. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's either 31 or 32. I could be wrong on that, but if Vela can stay healthy, I know we've been talking about the conspiracies and the health and whatnot, but would Vela make the jump back to Spain to just play with Griezmann, not at Barcelona, but maybe Real Sociedad, if they just decide to retire there together? Or would Griezmann come over here for like 2 seasons?
Well, he's talked about playing in the MLS. Griezmann's talked about that he wants to play in the MLS.
Yeah, so is Ronaldo and stuff like that, and you never see it coming.
Well, I feel like Griezmann's a little bit more of a I see the possibility. I see the path a lot more clear than Ronaldo, because Ronaldo's like the stars have to align,
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. If it happens, I'd be over the moon because I don't really rate Griezmann, to be honest with you. I think he's hit or miss, but MLS, obviously he would tear it up probably, I would assume. So we'll see what happens.
Sebastian says Ronaldo is pissed if he loses Champions. ESPN Deportes was talking about it. I mean, a player of that caliber, you
don't want him playing on Thursday nights.
Oh, this is a good one. Which is better, Banked or the Dignity Health? Total Galaxy?
Well, obviously, Dignity Health Sports Parks, it's an older stadium. So, I wouldn't be surprised if, people say the Bank's better because, it's newer.
What do you think, though? What do you think?
I've been to both stadiums before. I like Dignity Health. I just think it's nicer. I know a lot more people there, too. And, it's just a good environment to be around. So that's what I liked about it.
Good vibes. Okay. LAFC Live?
The Bank. I mean, we're just gonna say our own stadium probably, but I just like the Bank. I know it's a smaller stadium, but the atmosphere outside the stadium as well before the games, the tailgating and whatnot, which is pretty chill and fun. And also the atmosphere inside the stadium, everyone's really cool with one another and whatnot. And 3252, and then the lounge. I forgot the name of the lounge, but I got to sit in the. Gio, do you know what I'm talking about? The one where I don't know what it's called, but
like in the middle
lounge.
section?
I got. Yeah.
I know what you're talking
So
about.
I got to sit in there with my friend before the whole pandemic started against Philadelphia. That was the last time I was at an LAFC game, and it was pretty cool to be in there. Obviously, you got to pay a little bit extra for that, but it's once in a lifetime thing. Yeah, it's a cool, man. And so I like the Bank, man. I'm just more
treat yourself there. No, I mean I know exactly. I mean both stadiums are great. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Luis Martinez says, why can't they host El Tráfico at SoFi Stadium? Yes, they need to do
the
that.
Rose Bowl.
Or the Rose Bowl, which I will say, they need to do that. I want it to be SoFi, but you have to do grass. You have to do 100% real grass. That's the only way you do it at SoFi, in my opinion. Because I don't want LAFC and LA Galaxy playing on turf. Bring in real grass and play it at that stadium. Because look, they're playing 3 games, right? I'll bring this question to you guys. They're already playing three games this year. Right, 1 game can be neutral. Right, LAFC has 1 home game, LA Galaxy has 1 game, and then 1 neutral site where you could SoFi, I think you could have 90,000 fans. 90,000 fans, not bad. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I just think that takes away, for me, it just takes away not playing, at your, because I want to go to the, Dignity Health Sports. I want to go play at Galaxy Stadium. I want to play at our stadium. When you put in a neutral stadium, I mean, it just loses the feel for me. I know it sounds weird, but I would rather play at your guys' home stadium because I want to say, hey, we beat Galaxy at their stadium. Because then there's going to be the talk if, the neutral, oh, yeah, it's because we're, neutral ground and it was half and half and half of the people watching weren't even into the game and crap like that. So, and, I'd rather just play home and away, keep it basic and neutral, not neutral, keep it basic and, old school, if you want to call it that. And also, the Arsenal owner opened up SoFi, and I can't stand that guy, so I will not. I won't be going to. I won't be going there, bro.
We can do the Rose Bowl then if you don't want to do SoFi.
No,
that's
what are
your
thoughts?
thoughts?
That's fine.
What are your thoughts?
Gary made a good point. I want to beat LAFC at their own stadium, just as much as they want to beat us at our own stadium, even though they haven't done that yet. I mean, it's true. It's straight facts. Not a shot. It's straight facts.
The GM with the straight facts.
The very knowledgeable GM right here. But yeah, I feel like a neutral venue would be really weird, not only for us, the fans, but also the players too. Just playing at a different stadium that you're only playing for one game. It just doesn't make sense. You want to play in somewhere where you're familiar, with your own crowd, because home field advantage, having that is really important for both fans and players.
Look, people in the chat. Some people agree with this. Some people, they're like, Sebastian says no to be in their stadium. I would like just to see one game to get 90,000 fans, which I know it's possible. You get 45,000 LA Galaxy fans, 45,000 LAFC fans. And then I just want to see one game, and then we can go off of that, right?
I feel like MLS could probably do that if it was, unfortunately not going to happen, but if it was like, MLS Cup or something, even though that's not a possibility, but I'm sure they would want to do something like that. Maybe probably play it in the Rose Bowl, being an older stadium and having such a bigger capacity. If they could play like an MLS Cup final like that, I think that could definitely be a possibility.
Okay, MLS Cup final, but these teams wouldn't face each other in the final.
Yeah.
They'd face in the Western Conference final. You can see that. And he says the seats are so far too far from the field to throw beers. Well, we know who's throwing beers, Andy. We know what you do when you go to these games. Maybe in the playoffs. I don't know, because if you're the home team, you definitely want to play that game at your home.
You want that home field advantage.
That's why I feel like in the regular season, you want to do in the regular season, because say LAFC have home field advantage or LA Galaxy have home. You don't want to play. I don't think you don't want to play a playoff game in a neutral location, because that's what you worked all season for. I just want to see it one time, whether it's SoFi, whether it's Rose Bowl.
And you said they're splitting up with 45,000 fans, correct? 45,000.
I'm just saying. I was
gonna say I don't even think there's 20,000 Galaxy fans, so I don't. That'd be kind of hard to do. No, I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. Just how to get that one. Just like a little.
He gotta. They say the Coliseum. What about the Coliseum? The Coliseum.
No,
not the Coliseum.
No. Hey, Alex. Yeah, he knows what's up. Yeah, no. I've watched a couple of Real Madrid games there when they play Man City, and it's a dump, bro. No.
Preseason game, not the Coliseum. Preseason game, LAFC versus LA Galaxy. Okay, a preseason game. I could see a preseason. I could definitely see a preseason game, but I guess, I'm cool with the preseason game.
Or even LAFC versus a European club, or Galaxy versus like a Manchester United at SoFi. I think that'd be okay. I do
want to. The only reason I'm sticking to this point is because I want to see MLS put. We know what Atlanta can do and put up those big numbers, right? I definitely do believe a team in LA can put up those big numbers as well, but they haven't played in those type of stadiums, right? Obviously, neither does LAFC or LA Galaxy play in football specific stadiums anymore. I know they used to. But I just want to see it to see how big it gets, right? How many tickets are sold, whether it's a preseason game or regular season game, it has to happen. I'm glad you dropped that in, G-Man. Fat Ninja, what a name. It says Messi at Galaxy, Ronaldo LFC, would it make the best rivalry in the MLS? Of course. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Oh yeah.
Hands down, it'd be the best right off the bat. You get those two on each separate team. Yes.
El Trafico at Dodger Stadium.
Dodger Stadium. Now that's a come on now.
We'll know what NYCFC fans go through.
Yeah, they'll be used to it.
Yeah, they say G-Man says bring back the ICC tournament, rig the seats for LAFC and Galaxy to play each other, hosted at SoFi Rose Bowl. Oh,
That's a good idea.
that's a good idea too. That's a good idea too. Isaac says when COVID is over, I would love for LAFC and LA Galaxy to get another event started at the Association LA. I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not familiar either.
Yeah, me too.
Association.
Maybe if you could elaborate, Isaac,
Yeah.
elaborate a little bit more, and we'll answer that. But guys, I mean, we've been going for over an hour. I mean, it's been some great content. Which we'll do one final question. We'll do a couple questions. If you, people in the chat, you guys are coming with the heat. This is which players would you like to sign as fantasy signings from Liga MX? Ooh, Total Galaxy.
Give me a second to think. I haven't been with following Liga MX as much lately. I guess I'd probably say maybe an other midfielder. I don't know who though, just because I haven't followed Liga MX really lately.
What about you, LAFC Live?
I mean, I would say Gignac. He would be great at center forward, but I know he's getting up there in age, and I did check his stats the other day. He has like only 3 or 4 goals this season. I think their playoffs happened too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I should have been keeping up more, but yeah, he'd be perfect. And they just signed. I'm going to butcher his name. Tauvian from Marseille. If you're familiar with him. Fantastic signing for Tigres, but yeah, I take Gignac.
Oh yeah, is he the French player that they just signed?
Yeah, French winger.
Florian, whatever.
I mean,
Florian.
Florian. What they're doing. They said 4 more hours. G-Man says, I know Andy's in the chat. Send him the Zoom link so he can chime in. I mean, if you guys are good, we can keep it going. Unless you guys got things to do. We'll keep it going then. We'll keep it going. I want to respect you guys' time, but hey, we'll do an encore, like how they say.
Let's do an encore.
Let's go for it.
Albert Morales says, would you love to see Galaxy Legends versus LFC Legends charity match in 10 years? Okay. In 10 years, I could see this. I like that you put the 10 years.
Yeah.
I would say depending what shape they are.
I was going to say, we don't have any LFC Legends yet, so we'd have to wait the 10 years to do it before.
I wish you could kind of do that like how you can in 2K with like all-time teams. But you could do that in FIFA. That way, you can just play LA Galaxy all-time team versus LAFC all-time team, which is literally just their roster right now.
Oh
yeah, it's true.
Oh wait! I didn't hear that last part. Wait, you back up?
Well, yeah. Well, if you were to consider an LAFC all-time team, wouldn't that be your guys' current roster right now? I mean, I don't know who would be I don't know who would be the striker for you guys.
Urania. No, I was kidding.
I
don't know.
I would say the 2019 team. That's looking like more of the potential all-time team right now.
Yeah, probably.
Well, you could say the same thing with Manchester City too if they did their Legends match. It'd be Sergio Aguero, it'd be Yaya Toure, and
Kevin De Bruyne.
So yeah, exactly. It'd be all those guys, and it's crazy because they're still technically on the team. But yeah, I see what you mean though.
Ooh, a mascot battle: LAFC Falcon versus Cosmo. Let's effing go, G-Man.
Somebody's gonna call Peter on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Katie says Vela is an LAFC legend. He hasn't finished the job with us yet. That is correct.
I agree.
That is correct. Sebastian, man, he's on this. Gio again. SJ Quacks suck. I'll say it in every stream.
I agree. Especially Wondolowski.
Oh, this is a good one. Imagine Zlatan coming back to play LAFC in a few years. This city will combust. Zlatan.
Like 40, 45? Probably
he probably still be playing, man. He's in his 40 right now.
Yeah.
I think he's 40 something.
He still produced at AC Milan this year. I was like, wow, yeah. He signed a contract extension too, if I'm correct. Mm-hmm. So they're going to keep him around for a bit longer too.
Yeah, that's
insane.
So I've heard this. I'll post this question. Anthony loses. Zlatan with the cane.
A couple more white hairs.
Dude, he would still call himself the Lion, and he would still probably be the most alpha male player on the pitch. The one thing I will say, covering Zlatan, it was always exciting, man. Talking with him and just interviewing him, it was never a dull moment with him, and he knew how to use the media. He was open. He talked with us, and it was just like he worked there well. That's the only thing I miss about him, because I do feel like the MLS needs characters like that.
Yeah,
That's the only thing, right? Like, let's put it this way: in the NBA, we know who the villains are, we know who the superstars are, we know who the heroes are. In the MLS, you have a little bit of that, but you don't have a polarizing figure like Zlatan, which makes sound waves like worldwide, right? And that's what Zlatan did. And obviously, you can't create that necessarily. That's just a natural talent, natural person who he is. I think if the MLS was able to get a couple more of those players, I think you'd see the growth a lot more.
Exactly.
There's only one Zlatan.
Only one Zlatan.
Okay.
We had another great question here. Where was that? I'm trying to find it. I obviously don't want to. I was trying to find it. G-Man says, any Galaxy fans in the chat, come join our Discord. Yeah, definitely join the Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord, guys.
Join the Discord. What's it called? Galaxy
fan. Yeah, Galaxy Family Discord.
If Diego Costa signed with Galaxy, he would be he would be true.
Nah, you guys. If Diego Costa came, I really want Diego Costa. He's a baller. He's a beast. He's a bully. That's something we need. If you guys sign him, we should be signing like Mario Balotelli or something like that. Just let them go at it. That would be.
I still remember that Balotelli. That one time he tried to do the.
I was there. I was there for that.
Oh, you at the game?
Yeah. Goal.
And when they took him out?
Yeah, they took him out immediately.
Took him out. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's the thing about when you play here. He thought it was gonna be something amazing. He thought he was gonna do something good, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah, just like his career, kind of.
Yeah. No, but guys, I think we'll hear this last question. Here we go. Galaxy putting Jonah on TAM this summer and saving that number 10 for
I believe if GBS was still the manager,
True.
He's got those Argentinian connections. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a French player, for that number 10.
Look, let me post this question to you guys because I've seen it. I've seen it on Twitter. I want to give credit, but I don't know who it is. So I don't know who put this out there, but I saw this on Twitter. Gio dos Santos, obviously he's on the market.
Yeah.
But what I've seen is like Gio dos Santos doesn't go to the Galaxy, but he goes to LAFC.
No,
what are your thoughts on that?
Nope,
do you want to take him?
Don't want him.
He's washed.
No, I'm good. Washed. Thank you. I'm okay. I saw that, Alex. Correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of your fans didn't really rate him when he was at when he was at the Galaxy.
Yeah, a lot of Galaxy fans can tell you, man, he was really a big disappointment. Obviously, when Chicharito's first season came in, there was a lot of comparisons between him and Gio dos Santos because they didn't perform. This year, Chicharito's performing so far. We'll have to see how that continues as the season progresses. But Gio dos Santos just wasn't good, man. He just, especially late into his Galaxy career, he struggled to get on the field. Too many injuries. You don't want that from a DP a lot because they're players you kind of depend to win matches for. And just dos Santos just didn't work out with the team in general and just sucked.
Part of it was he was also out in the nightlife.
Oh yeah, that man.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm good. Even if he came with his bag packed, ready to play, I'd tell him pack it up. You're not even gonna touch it.
He said no.
I'm good.
Shut it down.
Nope.
I don't know. I think Hercules Gomez has been promoting that on his Twitter for whatever reason.
Oh God, I can't.
Trying to get
another
MLS.
One. That's another one. Him, Alexi. Even Taylor Tolman at times is kind of annoying. Who's
what
another
pundits
one?
do you like? A lot of ones you don't. Do you have one that you do like?
One that I do like, Craig Burley on ESPN FC kind of just says it how it is. But I'll be honest with you, Alex, a lot of these guys just piss me off and they annoy me because they just chat absolute crap and they just try to get, the clicks and whatnot, and they try to get a reaction like they're getting out of me right now. But
it's working.
And
it's working, yeah.
Yeah, it's working.
It's working. Keep it going.
Hercules Gomez, he overhyped so many players, and then Alejandro Moreno does the same thing. It's just so annoying, It's just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm going too overboard, but maybe you guys feel the same, Alex. Maybe you're the same way. I don't know.
G-Man says Gio. He's talking about Gio dos Santos can join Galaxy too.
The newest member of Los Dos.
G-Man says Kobe Jones is a solid commentator.
He's chill.
He's
cool.
He's got
cool.
really good
He's
analysis.
He's
really
cool.
Good.
He's really good. Luis Martinez says, "Oh, when LAFC wears a red shirt jersey, will be Chivas USA jersey."
Yeah, it'll be black and gold if that makes you happy.
That is hilarious.
Oh man.
He said it's their job to get a reaction. Pundits will be pundit. True.
Well, they're doing a good job, man. Especially Alexi. That's the number one guy.
Yeah, a lot of people really don't like Alexi. I've
Yeah.
noticed that over the last couple of
I
years.
mean, he plays it well. Don't get me
Yeah,
Go
wrong.
on
he
his
does.
tweets. He gets a lot
Yeah.
of abuse, man. He gets called a lot of stuff, but yeah, it's funny, man.
Albert Morales says no team got so much hype and has a bigger letdown than Inter Miami. They promised big signings that came
Oh,
up
yeah.
empty.
Mhm.
Yeah, when you're talking about signings like Ronaldo and Messi and look the sign Higuain and Pizarro, I mean they're solid players, but when Beckham was talking about Ronaldo, that's another tier, right? You can't even compare, and you can't even put the signings that they have there. I think it will happen eventually, but not right now. I think you still got a couple years if you're Inter Miami, because
Yeah,
it's
just wait too, because I really like Pizarro. He's one of my favorite all-time players from Liga MX. I really liked how he played when he was with Chivas and Monterrey. Obviously right now that team isn't clicking so well. You got the Higuain brothers too, Blaise Matuidi, then you have a new coach and Phil Neville now. So I'm gonna give Inter Miami time, but they have to produce. They've got quality players on their team. And right now should be the time that they capitalize on it because Higuain isn't getting any younger. And I feel like Pizarro eventually is going to get frustrated at not really doing anything in MLS.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a young talent. What are your thoughts on Inter Miami?
They promised the Ronaldos, Messi, Sergio Ramos, and they got Pizarro and Higuain and Matuidi, which are, like you guys said, are great players. And Pizarro, I thought he was going to jump to Europe from Monterrey.
Well,
That's what
it was
should have.
supposed to, that's what has happened, but he chose a lot of people are upset because he chose Inter Miami over
I feel like he'd be perfect at a Portuguese team for some reason.
Oh,
or
yeah,
maybe
for sure.
Our Dutch team. Yeah, one of those two leagues, he'd be solid at a Porto or a Sporting or something. Congratulations to Sporting, by the way, for winning.
Oh, yeah, for
the
winning.
league. Yeah, but Matuidi obviously is on his last legs. He's 34. Higuain is Higuain. He's going to score, but he doesn't keep himself in shape, unfortunately. And then you got his brother Federico. I think it's Federico, right? That's his first name.
Yeah, Federico.
It is what it is. They promised. If I was their fans, I'd be a little upset that they promised the big guns, like the really big players. But we yet to see it. But David Beckham being David Beckham, he might have a plan up his sleeve. It might be a 2-year plan or a 3-year plan before we start to see the big guns from Europe. Yes,
Pizarro,
right there. That comment.
Pizarro,
yeah,
right there.
says Pizarro Ajax.
Yes.
That makes sense. We'll finish
love that.
with this last question or statement. He says El Tráfico is the greatest rivalry in all soccer right now. Last couple of I'm assuming he's referring to Cali Classicals have been duds. Total Galaxy, your thoughts?
Yeah, obviously with a lot of rivalries, there has to be that history, right? Obviously the first match between these two clubs, LA Galaxy and LAFC, got off to a amazing start, something that people who were there and watched the game will definitely remember. But at the same time too, I'm gonna say this as a Galaxy fan, right? Like I'm gonna hold San Jose as just a bigger tier above LAFC just because of the history, having Landon Donovan be a San Jose player and then him coming over us and then San Jose giving us trouble for a couple of years, that history is there. And obviously, the last couple of Cali Clásicos haven't been amazing and over the top as El Tráficos have been so far. But I really think that at this moment, because of Fox, ESPN, people who are in charge of promoting these games, El Tráfico is always going to get that hype compared to a Cali Classico just because of Zlatan. It's crazy to think about it. If it weren't for Zlatan, man, this game might not even get the same amount of hype it has today. That's Zlatan, man.
I would say Zlatan and Carlos Vela to add to that because of the battles of the thing about these games. The superstars have shown up. Even Chicharito this past weekend, right? They've shown up and they made an impact, and they've made it what it is today. But yeah, I think that's it. We'll wrap it up. We went for an hour and a half. Didn't expect to talk about for an hour and a half. But hey, man, the people are loving it. The comments are amazing. You guys have been great. LAFC Live. Let the people know where they can follow you.
Yeah, so you can follow me. We are LAFC Live on Twitter. That's my main social media account. I'm always on there interacting. I'm doing a lot more of those Twitter spaces now. It's a new feature on Twitter. It's pretty cool. Just give your opinions, talk about LAFC, what went right, what went wrong, rumors, transfers, whatever. Always down to talk LAFC football and European football for that in general. That's where you can find me.
Total Galaxy.
You can find us with the tag underneath Total LA Galaxy. Also too, I have a YouTube channel, just what I do on the side. Alex Ruiz Sports with the Z. Just trying to cover a lot more NFL because I grew up a big NFL fan, so I'm just trying to do that before the season starts and see how that goes. So yeah, you guys can follow me on there too.
Yeah, guys. So this is a new
I just
segment.
did.
Nice. I'll do the same
Thanks,
thing.
man. Appreciate
So
it.
this is a new segment.
Yeah.
I'm calling it LA Football Fans. I'm gonna have an LAFC fan, LA Galaxy fan. We're gonna just talk soccer. We'll obviously talk about their teams. I'm probably gonna do this on Wednesday because I think Monday I'm doing Galaxy recap. Tuesday I'm doing typically Tuesday I'll do LAFC recap, and then Wednesday I'll do the fan segment, and then have one LAFC, one a Galaxy fan, and then we'll bring back the banner show once El Trafico comes back in. G-Man says, great show as always, Gio. Thank you guys. And if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me at Gio Garcia LA on Twitter. And if you guys listen to this podcast, make sure to give this a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your music. You can find us there. Follow us on social media. If you guys are on YouTube or Facebook, give us a subscribe. It helps us grow the channel. So for Total Galaxy LAFC Live, this is Gio. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye, everybody.